If you've watched some of my previous model train videos, you'll know that this isn't the first time I'm unboxing these bi-level cars. Now, I've been dying to get some coaster cars for a while now, and you're probably wondering, why didn't you just pre-order them in 2024? Well, I wasn't collecting models that time, and I wasn't actually aware that Rapido were making these. But anyways, here are both of the Rapido coaster bi-level sets. And if you've been using the Athearn bi-levels for a long time, you'll know that these will be a huge upgrade. We'll be starting the overview with the cab cars, but since we've reviewed the Metrolink ones, we're gonna wing it here. Here at the plow area, we can see receptacles for the head-end power, hoses under the metal coupler, and a bunch of grab irons throughout the area. Here's the left side of the front of the car, and if you remembered moments ago, one of the side mirrors on the cab cars did end up detaching, but I was able to glue that back on. A number of differences can be named when comparing my Metrolink and coaster bi-levels. A couple to name would be that the coaster cars have an emergency light above the twin headlight, while the Metrolink does not. The coaster cars also have two cab operating windows instead of one. They have strobe lights as well, although they are not functional. Other than that, much of the detail remains the same, with the horn guards, K5LA, and steel bell up top, but swappable with an E-bell if you'd rather have that. Now moving on to the right side of the cab area, this is where you'll actually find the control unit. Here is the other side of the cab car, but not much really needs to be said about it, as it's just like the coach cars. Now that we mention it, let's take a quick look at the coach cars. Unsolicited fun fact, this car in particular is no longer part of the coaster fleet along with 4 others, as they've been sold to the Utah Transit Authority. That aside, let's take a quick look of the riveting detail throughout the car. And of course, we have to compare with the Athearn bi-levels to give you a clear side-by-side comparison. Looking at both cars, you can see right away that the Athearn is very cheaply made compared to the Rapido car. Athearn relied heavily on molded-on detail, making it less appealing to its newer counterpart. There's just more to it when looking at the Rapido cars, and you can tell that they went all in with the separately applied parts. Not to mention, the interior is way better on the Rapido cars. And it's not just because they included lights. Well, I've certainly spoken enough for now, so let's move on to the best part, assembling the 6-car set. I ended up finding this Breeze bus on eBay, and I thought, why the hell not, let's get this too. This is the first HO scale road vehicle that I got, and honestly, I have no regrets. I also made the diaphragms a little closer to prototype after making the video. Rapido did not end up adding the silver lining on their diaphragms for their models, so I ended up doing it myself. This is really easy to do as you only need a silver Sharpie, although going through 6 coaches is still a bit of a handful. No model is perfect, but it's nothing that we can't fix. So I'll be detailing these cars as best as possible so they look closer to prototype. And I hope to update you guys on that over time. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.